everyone. Welcome to another episode of Bourbon Bums. I am HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Baloney, and we have a whiskey today.
Tennessee whiskey, not a Bourbon Bums review.
Not a bourbon, but it's a whiskey bums review. We got our hands on it. One of the most sought after, highly allocated, FOMO, butthurt bottles people come across.
People go crazy for this, and to tell you the truth, I kind of went crazy for it the first time it released, the first iteration of Coy Hill. I went searching for it long and hard. Don't clip that. But I was really excited about it. I ended up tasting it at a restaurant in Rosemont. Loved it. And peek behind the curtain, we talked strategy of whiskey and stuff maybe about 4 weeks ago. And I said, if you're able to get a bottle of Coy Hill, even if you don't want it or, you buy a lot of things, I was like, I'll buy it or we'll split it or something because it's something that I'm really excited about. So I'm really excited about this. Yeah. It's go time.
Yeah. So before we get, shout out to our sponsor, Greene Valley Wine Spirits, for hooking us up with this bottle. 344 Commons Drive in Bolingbrook, Illinois. If you're in the southwest suburbs in the Chicagoland area, stop by for all your bourbon needs. All right. So this one, bottles. Let's go a couple things with this first. This is barrel entry date 9/4/13. Bottled 8/6/24, so 11 years.
11 years.
Daniels. This is Coy Hill Barrel House 8 coming in at 128. This one I have is 128.0 proof. There's a whole bunch of different ranges. They go from 122 to 137 and a half. So I felt almost right in the middle there. So I'll take 128.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, especially that first release. Some of them hit hazmat level, which is 140 plus.
Yeah. And
people did go crazy for those nuclear bottles. But 120, what did you say, 128?
128.
Can't complain about that. I'm excited to try that.
MSRP varies between like 85 to 100 depending on where you get it. But for a highly allocated release, anything around that $100 mark is awesome for especially something that's so sought after.
I saw people getting it for MSRP at $80. Secondary right now in the Chicagoland area, hit me with it.
About 400.
That's crazy. So obviously, if you see one, you might not see one. But if you do, it's worth the value alone just to pick it up. But like we say, don't flip it, don't trade it. Drink the bottle.
Yeah, this is a nice sipper. Okay, it says barrel number 24-07202. So it could be a date, whatever. So what makes Coy Hill special? Like, why is it their unique release? Well, apparently it's the Coy Hill is the highest point in Jack Daniel's campus, the distillery. So being up there in the high hill, they get more sun, more weather, climate
influence.
Influence. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. So that messes with the barrels. A couple notes on this one. So it was barreled September of 2013. New charred white American oaks. Like I said, Coy Hill Barrel House 8 on the 5th and 6th floors. And I mentioned the proof earlier of that, but this is a 80% corn, 12% malted barley, 8% rye mash bill on that. So very nice corn forward.
Let's let it rip.
Yeah,
so 5th and 6th floors of the warehouse, if I'm not mistaken. That's like not top tippy top. I think the first two releases were more of the highest Coy Hill barrels they released. This is somewhere more in between, the middle to the top.
Yeah.
So let's see. You had this.
I have. So I gotta be honest. Right now, my allergies have been kicking my ass this past week. So the nose, I can't smell shit for the
past. Does it smell like whiskey?
It smells like delicious whiskey, but I'm not picking up notes for shit. My nasal passage is a fucking clusterfuck right now.
So just initial nose. We talk about like it tasting thick or like viscosity. It smells thick. It smells like there's a lot there. Caramel and vanilla. I get like a toasted something, not like a graham cracker or baking spice leather. It's dark.
Yeah, the color on it's really nice too. So
yeah, we've liked both the Jack Daniel's 10-year and their 12-year release.
And the twice barrel
single barrel, or twice barreled rye.
Yes, the heritage rye.
This smells great. There's like a cinnamony aspect to it, like big red gum, like right at the end. All right.
Before we taste and give our review, We're going to pay some ads real quick from our sponsor.
Greene Valley Wine Spirits in Bolingbrook is the best family-owned liquor store in the southwest suburbs. Come check out their newly remodeled and expanded location for all your liquor needs. They have a great craft beer selection, an ever-expanding portfolio of tequila and bourbon, and a new wine rack showcasing some of the best wines around. And while you're there, stop at their newly added tasting bar, where you can sample some of their Bourbon Bums store picks before you buy. Head into Greene Valley Wine and Spirits, 344 Commons Drive, on the corner of Route 53 and I-55 in Bolingbrook. And tell them the Bump sent you.
All right, here we go. Taste.
Salud.
Cheers. Man, that is good.
Man, holy moly. Like molasses are like dark, like syrupy something.
Yeah, it drinks thick.
There's like a jam, like purple jam preserve.
Yeah, like fruit, like definitely.
And then the finish, you had mentioned it to me when you had it, you called. There's a peanut aspect to it. I get it at the very end.
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Like peanut butter chocolate.
It's just, I get
Wow.
like the tense peanut butter finish on the end. Like
Yeah.
it's not subtle at all. You're just like, oh wow, like that hits you on the finish there. Like it's very good. But yes, you do get some chocolate notes on the end there too. But yeah, it's
On the nose, I got just a little bit of like ethanol to where I thought, ooh, this might burn a little bit.
Oh.
I had a pretty big taste for the first one. No burn whatsoever.
Yeah.
That was flavor, peanut butter at the end. Surprisingly smooth for 128 proof.
yeah. I don't think this is one where, I talk about when we do Bookers, adding a little bit of water to, some
Cut
of
it
those
down.
high proofers. This one, I don't think it needs any drops of water. Maybe just to experiment with it later down the road, I'll see. But for 128 proof, it drinks fine. Got great flavor on there.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy this one. And
Second sip, I try to focus more on the initial palate than the finish. Like the classic bourbon notes, vanilla, caramel, all that stuff. There is like a big red baking spice aspect to it, but it's not like overtly like peppery.
Mm-hmm.
There's almost like no black pepper. It's more like cinnamon and I don't know what else you would make to make like a spice cake. I'm not a baker.
no, I make allspice. I don't know. You don't think you use it to make a cake?
Yeah, I don't know.
But
Whatever you make a spice
cinnamon,
cake
nutmeg,
with. Yes,
you know.
yes. Spice cake flavor-ish.
Yeah, this is just like this is going to be in my book a contender for whiskey of the year.
Man, that peanut butter at the end is prominent.
Yeah.
This is really good.
Yeah. I'm curious.
I know
I'm curious to know if like some of the other higher proof releases that bottles that have this, if you get that same peanut finish on it. I wonder if because maybe this is the fifth floor compared to the sixth or vice versa. So who knows? But
the finish lasts too.
It does.
It lingers on the tongue and like the back of the throat.
which is good because then you're not slamming these down left and right, and then all of a sudden
We talk about summer whiskeys all the time. Definitely not a summer whiskey.
Nope.
This is a football weather, Sunday night football, cold weather whiskey.
Yep, this is curl up in the fireplace and have a nice.
I really like that.
Whiskey.
You mentioned whiskey of the year. We've talked and teased about what we think. That's going to be right up there. I think it's going to be right up there for whiskey of the year.
The little weird thing, it says register your bottle at jackdaniels.com. I wonder if I register my unique code.
License and registration.
If I can make sure it doesn't get someone gets stolen, they're going to try to scan the code.
Someone sent you or sold you a bootleg bottle.
Yeah, make sure that's an actual. But maybe it tells you more of where it was stored and maybe some details behind it. I'm gonna have to check that out and see. But all right, grade. What are you rating it?
A plus.
Yeah.
Like if we're going 0 to 100, it's like 94, 95. It's really good.
No, I agree with that. This is a solid A for me. We just got this, so maybe in a couple weeks, circle back. Maybe it goes up to an A plus.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to let it sit for a couple weeks, even a month, and then come back to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did it live up to the hype? Yes.
Yeah. I can see why people get major FOMO. This is my first time trying it too. My first ever Coy Hill bottle.
And we talk about value all the time. $80 if you find it for MSRP. That punches way above its weight.
That is 100% true. You see some during allocated season, some of these bottles that go for the $200 range, and they don't even with
Not
that.
even close,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
not even close. So,
Yeah.
all right, that is our Whiskey Bums review.
Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah, Tennessee. Shout out to Jack Daniels for putting on a banger, and thank you to Greene Valley Wine Spirits for our sponsor for this episode. We'll be back very shortly. Another episode. Cheers.
Cheers.